Next up, we're going into our final division. Here we have our three surfers. This is where I usually have a whole lot of fun. And we open up with Tim Briers. And, you know, Tim, you just saw him put his hands up and prayed, please take care. He sent me a note, please go easy on me. Tim was one of those guys that knew to avoid me at a surf event. He would literally go out of his way to hide. I don't think sometimes he buried himself in the sand. So I really don't have a whole lot of crap to say about Tim, other than he is a veritable competition machine. Started surfing in 1968 at a place that became a great part of his history, Ocean Avenue. Look at this guy, Rico Suave. I mean, he was a lady killer. Look at that guy. That mustache, to this day, perfectly trimmed. Looking absolutely like a lady killer that he is, Tim Briers. Started surfing at Ocean Avenue, which became synonymous with his team in the future, right there at the casino. There is no casino there now, but he started that. Entered his first contest in a boys division in 1970. Finished first in the ESA district point standings in every division. Boys, junior men, masters, senior men, grandmasters, all of that as an amateur. Just walked right on through the whole competition thing. On his first trip to Hawaii, finished 5th place in the longboard division at the U.S. Championships at Ala Moana. Now that's quite an accomplishment. Ala Moana. 1977, he was 3rd place in the ECSC men's division, Cape Hatteras, right behind Maury McCoy and Mike Grassley. 1978, he took the title, men's champion, U.S. champ. That was not just the East Coast, that was the U.S. championships at Cape Hatteras. Then he jumped into the pro ranks. And back then we had a very great pro surf scene here on the East Coast, and Florida particularly. A lot of action going on, and Timmy was right in there. And that's when he would hide from me, because, I don't know, for some reason they thought I would tell stories about him. Check this team shot out here. This is the Ocean Avenue team. What a list of people we have there. Can anybody name everybody in that photo? I'm sure Bruce can. Bruce, start shouting.
Do it. Greg Taylor on the end there. There's Greg Grosskreitz next to him, Jim Flugel, Jackie Gracie. Tim Briers did front and center there, center. Louis Graves right next to him in the blue baggies. You got little Matt Keckley next to Louis.
Yeah. Little Matty boy.
There's Tony Graham next to Matt, and Blake Wilfong on the end. Then you got Diane Grosskreitz, who now has a different last name, down there in the center. And the only girl I can't identify is the one next to Diane.
So anyway, Bruce Walker, Ocean Avenue, that was his team. What a stellar group of guys that was. So Timmy Brier went on to 1st place in the Daytona Pro 79, 2nd place in the Florida Pro in 82, 1st place St. Augustine Pro in 82, 3rd place on the Tropics Grand Prix Tour. We did a 3-contest tour. It was one of the first time we had money come in, and I was fortunate enough to be the MC and travel up the coast with the boys, and Timmy Briers 3rd behind Joey Baran and Glenn Winton. So he's right there with the international boys there. That was a great tour. What a lot of fun. We wreaked havoc in Myrtle Beach and Ocean City, Maryland. They weren't ready for what happened there. 2nd place in the Florida Pro at Sebastian Inlet 1986. There was a bit of a gap there, and he moved up into the older division. 2nd place ECSC Senior Men's, Cape Hatteras 1994. Still competing. He's a contest machine. Second time SESC Regional Champion 1994 Senior Men, New Smyrna. 2001 Grand Masters was his last surfing competition in Fort Pierce. 2-time Florida State Champion. And he said blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Briers.
Where to begin? Thank you all. I just want to thank all my friends and family, Melinda, all my good people out there that's just come to support me. I really do appreciate it. It's been a while. I'm very honored to be here. Very honored to be here. First of all, I'd like to thank Dicketry, Shag's Surf Shop. People don't know that I got my start there as well. And Shag, you know, everybody says she was the mom and whatever for all the kids that came in there. I used to hang out at that shop all the time. She wasn't the mom. She was like the cool babysitter. She really was. Dick just, it was incredible what he did for me. He used to give me Dickie Pollock's trade-ins. And Dickie Pollock rode some of the weirdest little boards you could ever imagine, little shoe-like, fish-like boards that were just, it was incredible. And very innovative boards, by the way. I really got a good start with that. And some of the guys that would surf out in front of the boardwalk, Mike Tabling, Greg Lohr, my hero, Crawford, Jimmy Carlin, just so many, Roger Kincaid, incredible guys that we just learned so much from just being out there, you know, just checking them out every day. An incredible place to grow up, and just an incredible time in our lives, actually. Just some thank yous and congratulations. I'd like to thank all the members of the Hall of Fame for voting me in. It is quite an honor. And I'd also like to the fellow inductees, just to be in this class with these good people, it just really, really, really stokes me out. So. And I don't even know what that's about, but it's okay. I used to have some legs, I guess. I'd really like to thank Hunter Joslin. He's taken the time over the last 30 years. He's been a great friend. And he's done a lot for the sport. I mean, and we really did hide from him, though. We always around the back of the scaffolding. We never do that, so. You didn't want Hunter messing with you right before a heat. I don't know what it'd do to your psyche, so. Anyway, I was trying to read some things, and you can't even see up here with the light, so I'm just going to have to wing it. I'd like to thank Gary Proper, actually. After Dicketry, and I rode some of Pollock's boards, and Dick took such good care of me as I was his kid. Gary Proper and DCB, Jimmy Phillips, shaved me some really nice bolts, you know, back in the days in Cocoa Beach, and I rode DCB's trade-ins. So there's a little pattern going here. I rode everybody's trade-ins, but man, DCB made some crazy boards. And I think I advanced a lot just from riding those boards. It was a great time in my life, and I really do appreciate all that. After that, I want to skip just a little ways. I'd like to thank Ricky Carroll, because, right on. I saw Ricky today at the show, and I told him I was going to say a little bit about him, but man, it's just what he did for me when I was in my 40s. I mean, he gives people boards and trade-ins and whatever. It's just incredible. He shared a lot of boards with me, made me some great boards, and we shared some good waves too. He let me take off on him a lot as well. We had our moments, but he was a very big influence in my life, and I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank. Special thanks to Matt Keckley as well. As opposed to just being a great teammate, the Ocean Avenue team and whatever, he shapes my boards, and I still ride his boards to this day. Kind of keeps me a little bit young, as I can be anyway at the moment. And I consider him a very good friend. Another big thank you is to Bill Yerkes. And the Sun Deck, all of his support and everything he did for the team and me personally back in the day, it couldn't have been done. So I hate to get emotional about it, but you know, he was such a big person in our lives, and nobody could have done it without him. You know, just financially and just for the support. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank some of the photographers as well over the years. I've just got a small list of photographers that, without photographers, there really wasn't too much going on. You know, you say what you did, and you hate to have it not documented, but it was, and there was reasons for that. There's special guys like Alan Margolis back in the day. Larry Pope, my goodness, besides being one of the best sanders and making our surfboards, he was just one of the best photographers there was. Thanos Puddles, Doug Waters, Daryl Jones, Tom Dugan, Dickie Meserroll, Bruce Walker, very big influence, and of course, Kevy Welsh, no doubt. They were all great friends, traveling companions, and most of them Hall of Famers too. So I really do appreciate that. I have a very special thank you to my Ocean Avenue teammates and Ocean Avenue as well, starting with Bruce and Lewis Graves. The support was crazy good. People don't know that Bruce Walker and Lewis Graves started a lot of the contractual agreements that were carried out to this day. We had editorial contract, we had all kinds of different deals going on, and it was all supplemented by what you did and what photos you had and whatever, and we were kind of like the first photo sluts, you know? And we did it for a reason. It was because the money was there. But I really appreciate everything you've always done for me, Bruce. He knows that. And Lewis, God bless his soul. Sorry, I just want to, that's a little bit dear to me. Anyway, I'd like to thank my fellow teammates, the Ocean Avenue teammates, Matt Keckley again, Jeff Klugel, Jackie Grayson, Lewis Graves, Bruce Walker, Greg Taylor, Tony Graham, Billy Hartley, Speedy Patrick, my good buddy, no doubt, and Mike Nimnick. Nemo did a lot of the airbrushes and the great artwork on our boards as well, as long as the other Hall of Famers that made our boards. Freddie Grosskreitz, glassing, Larry Pope, sanding those beautiful boards, and all my triple wingers and channels and whatever he had to do. I'm sure he cussed me out many times. And of course, Greg Lohr. Greg Lohr is my hero. My hero growing up. I've always appreciated what Greg did for me and all the boards he shaped, and we didn't realize it at the time. Well, we did, but now that we look back, it's just incredible how good Greg was and innovative. I was riding 3-fin boards, tri-bites, keels, all kinds of boards with holes all the way through them. We just didn't realize what we had back then, and now that we look back, it's just incredible what was really going on back then. I do appreciate it. He's my hero. He glassed, he shaped all my boards, and I wouldn't have happened without Greg. I'm definitely sure of that. One of the last people I'd like to thank is our ESA directors back in the day was Freddie Grosskreitz and Diane. And they ran a district. They ran a district at a time that was so imperative to what the amateur surfing was all about, and they built, and with the support and everything, they built so much into what was happening in the future that I just had to say a special thanks to them. David Reese, some of the older guys that did back then the district was the whole state. It was almost the whole southeast United States, and it was just Cecil Lear, everybody that just started it all. If it wasn't for them, amateur surfing couldn't have built the champions they built to go on to be professionals. A special place in my heart for them. Just to finish up, I'd like to say that nobody in this room ever thought that they'd be here doing this and doing what we were doing just to make this a goal. This was never the goal. We just always wanted to be here because we love surfing. And that's all it was or is about. Okay, thank you.
Awesome.